In my last video, when I reviewed Sony's first Google Assistant integrated smart speaker, I mentioned how I really like the Google Home Mini and the Google Home Max, but I'm not really a big fan of the original Google Home. And the longer I've owned my Google Home Mini, the more I've grown to like it, especially because it just keeps evolving. So here's a quick little review on the Google Home Mini and a few new features you might not know of. I actually picked up my Google Home Mini during the holiday season for 30 bucks, but the Google Home Mini usually retails for $50, and I haven't seen it go back to that $30 range since Christmas. A lot of people might still be a little nervous of bringing in a smart speaker into their home because they don't want to be spied on, but either way, if you use any of Google's services in any way, shape, or form, or any other form of social media like Facebook or Instagram, these companies already have a lot of information on you, whether you know it or not. So my reasoning when I first got my smart speakers was, if these companies already have a ton of information on me anyways, might as well get a smart speaker so they can foster my laziness even more. Now here's a quick rundown of the Google Home Mini regarding hardware. It's tiny, it's slightly bigger than a hockey puck, and I think that if you get the black version, it's going to disappear in most rooms. The top is covered in fabric and there's a lot of rubber on the base, so this thing isn't going to be moving a lot. On the back, there's a micro USB port for power and a mic mute switch. Unfortunately, there's no aux jack, so you can't hook up the Mini to a better speaker and play music. And it's a shame because even though the 40mm upward firing speaker is decent for passive listening, I would really like to be able to hook up my Mini to my JBL boombox, but I guess Google needs a reason to sell you their Google Home Max or a Chromecast. The Mini also comes with a premium feeling power cable, which has a pretty small plug and it's a very decent length. When smart speakers first came out, they were really only good for asking them arbitrary questions like how tall is the president, what's the weather like, and controlling your smart light bulbs if you had them. But as these speakers have progressed, you can ask them to do more complex tasks like talk to other applications, ordering stuff online, making phone calls, and their voice recognition can even tell different people apart. Personally, I really like talking to crypto prices so I can either cheer myself up or get really upset for a few minutes. And I really like the call function because after a long editing session, I can just have Mini call my local deli so I can get a takeout order ready without having to stop what I'm doing on the computer. Hey Google, talk to crypto prices?
Sure, here's crypto prices.
Hi, which cryptocurrency would you like the price for?
Litecoin?
The current price of Litecoin is $164.34.
Hey Google, what's the weather for New York City today?
In New York City today, it'll be partly cloudy with a forecasted high of 46 and a low of 33. Right now it's 41 and partly cloudy.
Hey Google, call GameStop.
Calling GameStop.
Thank you for calling GameStop, where you can get the hottest new video games, consoles, and collectibles for less. Get the best deals when you trade
Hey
in your
Google,
old
hang
games.
up. Now, when the Google Home Mini was first released, there was a problem where if you press the center of the Mini to manually activate your assistant, like you do on the original Google Home, after the Mini answered your question or did whatever it is you asked it to do, it just kept recording everything. And this was a huge problem because Google smart speakers are only supposed to be listening to your voice when the notification lights are on. And Google said that this was a hardware issue. So Google got rid of the touch controls on the Mini at launch. But now if you tap on the sides of the Mini, you can adjust the volume, and if you press and hold on either side, you can play or pause your music. But unfortunately, you can't manually skip a track or activate your voice assistant. All of this has to be done through voice commands.
Find out who you dealing with. A smart percentage you I'm building with. I want the credit if I'm losing or winning on my mom.
Hey Google, play and set volume to 75%. Obviously, if you're picking up a Google Home Mini, you're not looking for amazing sound quality, but here's a quick little sound test.
Creeping through the shadows and the corners with the windows. I run but I hide. I hear the call of the wild, whispering my name. No, I can't be chained. My heart belongs to the night. I'm alone. I'm alone. I'm alone.
Again, the Mini sound quality isn't amazing, but if I'm at my desk doing research, I might ask it to play something for background music. What I really do like using my Mini for, though, is having it play white noise while I'm editing my videos. It really helps cut down on distractions. The Mini also helps make me more efficient while I'm getting my work done. I can ask it for unit conversions on the fly, I can ask it to spell or define a certain word, and I can also have it set timers so I can better manage my time. And even for me, someone who talks pretty fast, the Mini doesn't have a problem hearing me or understanding what I said. Even when I wake up in the morning and I'm just mumbling my words, the Mini clearly understands when I tell it to snooze my alarm. It's not like the Xbox One where you really have to enunciate your words in order for it to understand you, and still it's only good 50% of the time. And even if you're talking very softly at a distance, the Mini has no problem hearing you. That's why I made my own routine for when I get up at night to use the bathroom, where if I say nightlight to my Mini, it'll set my lamp to 15% brightness, and I don't have to worry about disturbing anyone else in the house. Like I mentioned in my last video, I really don't see a need for the original Google Home. Since it doesn't sound good for listening to music, it's really just a plus-size Google Home Mini to me, because I strictly use it for voice commands. So if you're trying to decide between the two, I highly advise you just get the Mini and avoid overpaying. I really feel Google needs to release a second-generation Google Home with much better sound quality. For $50, the Mini is great for what it is and the convenience it offers, but I would really like to see an aux jack so I can plug in my own speaker, and I would like to get rid of the micro USB port and throw in two USB-C ports, one for power and one so I can charge up my future Pixel 3 XL. Hey, if you enjoyed the video, please like and subscribe. It helps out more than you realize. For more product reviews and deal alerts, check out jimcaddy.net. If you want to support the channel, pick up a shirt, and I'll catch you next time.